Hello world, welcome, 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 or welcome back. I'm Goddess Dawn. It's Thursday, January 9th. Happy 1-year anniversary to my channel. And in celebration of this, I'm gonna do a reading on Azriel Clary. First reading I did on my channel last January 9th. And so a lot going on with her. And we're gonna start with, these are tablets, like ancient tablets that they were gifted to me. So I want to shout out old man for sending me the book of runes, as well as the tablets that are used as oracles. And we're going to start with that. So I'm just getting to know these tablets. So I am going to have to use the book for reference. But I've pulled a few on both the girls, Joycelyn and Azriel, and they're pretty accurate from what I can tell. So what I'm going to do is pull some. I'm going to flip them over. I'm going to shuffle them, and we're going to pull a couple, ask a couple questions. Okay. Flip these over. Hope everyone is doing well in this new year. Happy 2020 to you. I'm getting a phone call. So we're gonna move these, shuffle these things up. All right, y'all. I was a little distracted because I realized I'm missing one of my rings. I have no idea where it is. It's bothering me. All right. What do you want us to know about Azriel Clary? I actually have the picture. I have a picture of her here. I usually have a picture up. What do you want us to know about Azriel Clary? I'm going to pick 3 tablets. Okay. Let's see what we got. I have to look in the book, but so this one was reversed, I think. This is the warrior rune. This is wholeness. The self, and movement. All right, so this was like a bonus one. Okay, so the first rune we have here is this is warrior energy, the sky god T. This is the rune of the spiritual warrior, always the battle of the spiritual warrior with the self, funding a will through action, yet unattached to outcomes, remaining mindful that all you can really do is stay out of your own way and let the will of the heaven flow through you. These are among the hallmarks of the spiritual warrior. Embodied in this rune is a sword of discrimination that enables you to cut away the old, the dead, and the extraneous. And yet, It comes with certain knowledge that the universe always has the first move. Patience is the virtue of the rune, and it recalls the words of St. Augustine that the reward of patience is patience. Here you are asked to look within, to delve down to the foundations of your life itself. Only in doing so can you hope to deal with the deepest needs of your nature and tap into the most profound resources. The molding of the character is at issue when this appears in your spread. The molding of the character. Now this is actually reversed because it's upside down. And the reversed meaning of this, well, let me continue actually. Associated with this rune are the sun, masculine energy, the active principle. The urge toward conquest is prominent here, especially self-conquest, which is a lifelong pursuit and calls for awareness, single-mindedness, and willingness to undergo your passage with compassion and in total trust. In issues of relationship, devotion to a cause, an idea, or a path of conduct, the warrior rune counsels perseverance, although at times the kind of perseverance required is patience. It's a rune of courage and dedication. In ancient times, it was the glyph warriors painted on their shields before battle. Now, the same symbol strengthens your resolve in the struggle of self with self. And because it's reversed, there's the meaning, it alters the meaning for the person. The reversed meaning for this rune: the danger is that through hasty or ill-timed action, life force leaks out or is spilled away. If an association is short-lived, do not grieve, but know that it has fulfilled its span. Matters of trust and confidence are at issue here, and with them the authenticity of your way of being in the world. So not being authentic in the world, trust and confidence, are at issue also, and a short-lived association that shouldn't be grieved, but that knowing that it has done its job, whatever that association was. It also calls for examining your motives. Is it self-conquest, it's saying, or are you trying to dominate another? So are you trying to conquest yourself, dominate yourself, or dominate someone else? Are you lusting after outcomes, or are you focused on the task for its own sake? It says you will find answers within yourself, not in outside advice. When you consult the runes, you are consulting with self, the proper action to a spiritual warrior. So bottom line of this is that there was a hastiness or ill-timed action that forced events that probably shouldn't have happened. That's just saying that she should have had more patience when it came to, or maybe her parents, I don't know, because we know that she met R. Kelly at a concert. She wanted to be a singer. The meeting that took place between he and her probably had to do more so with her music and her singing career. Now, if she would have had the patience and the confidence and trust in herself, she would not have needed to, or felt the need to, rely on an R. Kelly for her singing career. And because this is reversed, this is what is the heart of the issue here. So let's go on to the next. The next rune is Wholeness. Wholeness, life forces, the sun's energy. This rune stands for wholeness, that which you're, so this, we're probably going to do, this is probably past, present, future, and then like a whole overall outcome here. So this rune stands for wholeness, that which your nature requires. It embodies the impulse towards self-realization and indicates the path you must follow, not from ulterior motives, but from the core of your individuality. Seeking after wholeness is the spiritual warrior's quest, and yet what you're striving to become in actuality is what you by nature already are. You must become conscious of your essence and bring it into form. Express it in a creative way. A rune of great power, making a life force available to you. It marks a time for regeneration right down to the cellular level. So it's time to regenerate and get down to who you really are. Although this rune is not has no reversed position, there is a reason for caution. You may see fit to withdraw, to retreat in the face of pressing situation, especially if events or people are demanding that you expend your energy now. Know that such a retreat is a retreat in strength, and that it can indicate the need for a voyage inward, for centering, for balance. Timely retreat is among the skills of the spiritual warrior. At the same time, for this rune counsels opening yourself up, letting the light into part of your life that has been the secret and shut away. To accomplish this may call for profound recognitions, admitting to yourself something that you have long denied. There is prayer known as the Gayatri that embodies the spirit of Sawilu. Address the sun in this fashion, and it says this prayer: You who are the source of all power, whose rays illuminate the whole world, illuminate also my heart, so that it can too do your work. It's further giving instruction on how to continue the prayer. There is a caution here not to give yourself airs. Even in time of bountiful energy, you are required to face and vanquish your refusal to let right action flow through you. Nourish this capacity, for it is a mark of true humility. Practice the art of doing without doing. Aim yourself truly, and then maintain your aim without manipulative effort. For by your own power we do nothing. Even in loving, it is love that loves through us. This way of thinking and being integrates new energies and permits you to flow into wholeness, which is the ultimate goal of the spiritual warrior. So this rune is basically saying that it's time to open yourself up and let the light into the part of yourself that has been secret and shut away. And we all know that she has been keeping a lot of secrets and shutting a lot of her life away. And now it's time to let the light in, is what this rune says. Okay, so let's move on to the next. And this is the self, and it's also reversed. The starting point is the self. Its essence is water, only clarity, willingness to change, and it is effective now. So you have to have a willingness to change. A correct relationship to self is primary. From it flow all possible correct relationships with others and with the divine. Remain modest, that's the oracle's counsel. Regardless of how great may be your merit, be yielding, devoted, and moderate, for then you have a true direction for your way of life. Be in the world, but not of it. That is implicit here, and yet do not be closed, narrow, or judging, but remain receptive to impulses flowing from the divine within and without. Strive to live the ordinary life in a non-ordinary way. Remember at all times what is coming to be and passing away, and focused on which abides. Nothing less is called from you now. This is a time of major growth and rectification, and as a rule of rectification must come before progress. The field is tilled before the seed is planted. The garden is weeded before the flower blooms. The self must know stillness before it can discover its true song. This is not a time to seek credit for accomplishment or focus on results. Rather, be content to do your task for the task's sake. This is more a problem for those whose eyes are always on the goal than for those who have not forgotten how to play and can more easily find themselves doing the work for its own sake. Herein lies the secret of experiencing a true present. If you take the rune for the self and cut it down the middle, you will see the rune for joy with its mirror image. There is a subtle caution here against carelessness. The dancing acrobatic energy of balancing is called for now. The self is required to balance the self. Nothing in excess was the second phrase written over the gateway at the Temple of Delphi. The first counsel was know thyself. Okay, so it's self-discovery, it's doing the work, and doing the task and being content with that, as opposed to looking at the goals. And a time for rectification and to be modest and humble. But it is a reversed position. So I have to read the reversed meaning. If you feel blocked, do not turn to others, but look inside in silence for the enemy of your progress. No matter what area of your life seems to be impeded, stop and consider. You will recognize the outer enemy as but a reflection of what you have not, until now, been able to or willing to recognize as coming from within. Above all, do not give yourself airs. Breaking the momentum of past habits is the challenge here. In the life of the spirit, you are always at the beginning. Okay, so in the reverse position, the meaning of this is breaking the momentum of past habits. So you got to get out of what has been happening in the past and break that momentum in order to get back to self and start over. Okay. And then lastly, we have the overall, which is movement. Movement, progress, a horse. This is a rule of transit, transition, and movement, of physical shifts, new dwelling places, new attitudes, new life. It also signifies movement in the sense of improving or bettering any situation. There is about this rune a sense of gradual development and steady progress, with the accompanying notion or slow growth through numerous gifts and changes. This could apply to the growth of a business or to the development of an idea. A relationship may need to undergo changes if it's to maintain growth in life. Moral effort and steadfastness are called when you draw this rune. Another of the cycle runes. Let it be said this way: as I cultivate my own nature, all else follows. The rune symbol is the horse, and it signifies the inseparable bond between horse and rider. Bronze Age artifacts show a horse drawing the sun across the sky. Here this rune is saying you have progressed far enough to feel a measure of safety in your position. It is time to turn again and face the future reassured. Prepare to share the good fortune that comes. The sharing is significant when it relates to the sun's power to foster life and illuminate all things with its light. So it's a very positive outcome. Sounds like there's going to be a lot of movement, shifting, new dwelling places, new home. That's what that means. New attitude, new life. Brand new life right here. So it sounds like, everything's going to work out. She just has to do some self-reflection, stay humble, don't put on airs, and get down to the self in order to, start over, break past habits. It's basically like stop what you've been doing and turn the page. And this is where we're at here. These things so far have worked out. I'm going to do the actual cards also, which is what we did initially, the goddess cards. But I'm going to finish this later. I just wanted to get part of this complete so I could post this today. And we'll resume later because I got to go to work. Okay.